This wall's not supposed to be here.
And then why would you put it there?
I have no idea. We got to move that whole wall.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Mama, watch out. I have no clue how this is about to go.
I just need you to focus. Like, let the hamster just get a good rhythm going on that wheel. Like, just stick to it. Like, honestly, like I don't even know if I want to like film this right now. Hey guys, welcome to 3 Mississippi. Sid,
Mike.
and we debated about whether or not to post this video because things got a little heated.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
Well, we're walking around trying to plan a few things today and kind of looking at a handful of projects that we've had ongoing and talking about some projects that that we need to get going, prioritizing, you know, and you know, I really want to get Sid wants to get some sheep out on this area like soon, right?
Well, we both want to do that. That's part of our farm business plan, is to have the sheep, and he's having to bush hog this pasture a lot,
right? Because
there's nothing on it. It grows back, like there's no birds on it, there's not a lot of wildlife that comes up this far because we have the livestock guarding dogs and our birds and everything. So this sort of gets really wild if he doesn't bush hog it. So,
and look how well kept and trimmed it is inside the goat pen there. So anyway, so that's one of the things that we're talking about. And you know, I want to get the pond dug at some point.
Again with the ponds?
Well, okay, look, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a good amount of watershed that kind of goes down in here. And I was thinking if we dig a pond, we do a couple things. One, we get a pond.
Okay.
And then we get a bunch of dirt, because we're going to need to level this area over here in order to build the tiny house and barn.
Bro, can we stay focused on like one project? Like seriously, like I'm
Okay.
getting a little frustrated.
But the tiny house and barn was your idea.
Yes, but I didn't say let's drop everything mid-project and like start a new project. Like that's my...
Well, when do you want to have the tiny house built? When do you want to build the tiny house?
I want to build that once the fencing is finished and once the coop is finished. The coop is still not finished.
The coop works. The coop is totally functional.
It's
mostly sort of
functional. But there's things that it needs the other door and it needs the feed room finished out because you keep complaining that there's feed in the shop, but I have no...
Well, the feed in the shop is a problem.
Right, because the feed room's not done.
All right, so when do we want to build the fence? What's the priority on fencing for sheep and goats?
Well, one of your whole things was, I don't want to get young sheep. I don't care if you can make them tame. I want to start producing right away. But the fencing kept getting put on the back burner. So we're at least 2 years out, as far as I can tell, from being able to have
So the fencing has to happen. All right.
If you want to get the lamb production started, yeah, I mean, they take time to mature and breed and gestate, and like all of those things take time.
Well, didn't you want to have, okay, just correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
but the tiny house was actually an afterthought to the barn. So building a barn with the tiny house built in so that you had a barn for your livestock once we had ruminants on the property.
Correct.
So now we're going to get the ruminants, but we haven't built the barn yet.
I see your point. However, it's not a deal breaker to not have that done first. And if you want to get that going and having that revenue, then we have to get the ruminants started.
Right.
If we don't start them, then we won't have them. I don't know. I mean, the coop.
So what needs to be done to the coop to get you to the point where you're happy?
Listen, the coop.
Let's look at the coop.
Okay.
Because I feel like, yeah, okay, all right. I agree that there's some things I need to finish on the coop.
Yeah, I mean, you start talking about like, oh, I want to dig this pond over here and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, that's cool to have like dreams, but that's not the point. The point is that like, can we just like stay focused on one project and get it done? That's like my biggest pet peeve, is that like, it's like not finished. Like it's not finished. Do you see how it's not finished? There's wasps' nests that have been built in here that are more finished than this like structure, is my point. Like, that's frustrating to me. Like, this is my feed storage.
Okay.
Like, you have an entire shop for your plants and your tools and your crap, and I have this. Like, it's not enough room for me to store the stuff I need for the animals. So some of the stuff I have to put in there because I don't have a choice. I need space to like make this work, is my point. I need like a functioning room.
Look, I personally feel like things need to be done in a certain order. Okay, that's all. I want to do all the same things you want to do. I just feel like it makes sense to do things in a certain order. Like, I'm not going to buy dirt in order to level some land where we're going to build a tiny house if I know that I'm going to have a surplus of dirt when we dig the pond, right? So it's like doing things in a certain order. There are areas on the property that we need dirt, and plus you think about the time it takes things to progress until they're done, right? Like, you know, the garden was a high priority during the time of year that it was a high priority, because there was a deadline for when the garden needed to be producing. A pond takes a long time to build and then to fill. I mean, we're gonna need a couple of rainy seasons to fill it up. I feel like a couple weeks worth of digging now so that it can be then filling is just something to think about. And look, I get we want to have sheep, and we want to have sheep that are producing. I personally don't feel like we need to be buying baby sheep, lambs, and raising them, you know, so that they're all kind of tame. I feel like we just need to buy some established ewes that are like ready to breed and be in production after our first year. Okay, that's fine. I get it. You're going to be out there with them every day. You want them to be tame. But meanwhile, I'm trying to think about, you know, what are the things that are costing us and what are the things that are producing revenue. And the sooner the sheep can produce revenue, the better. So we got to get a fence in down there. I feel like that's a priority. And then we come back around to the project of the chicken coop, and there's nothing about the chicken coop in the current state that it's in that's costing us money or preventing us from making money. Right now, the chicken coop is functional as it is, and there are things about it that need to be finished, that need to be more functional, but finishing those things right now, in my opinion, doesn't change anything about the revenue of the farm, if that makes sense. I mean, that's all I'm trying to say about that.
Like, honestly, like I don't even know if I want to like film this right now. The point is that during the winter, this is not functional because water gets into the coop.
Okay, but it's not winter time.
But it will be. It's going to be. Again, it's going to be rainy season again. And will it be done by then? I don't know.
Well, look, if that's your argument, then I should start working on next year's garden right now.
You already do.
Because it will be spring.
You already do. You harvest seeds and you start doing that stuff. Listen, I know your big thing is I'm a project manager. I can manage all different projects going at once. That's great at work. Here, things need to be done and completed so we can like check it off the list. I'm tired of things getting mostly done. I want them all done. Like I want it.
I'm totally happy with 100 things being mostly done.
I am not.
That's like, if 100 things are mostly done and they're functional,
No,
we're
babe.
doing awesome.
No, we're not. We're like, it's like you're half-assing it. It's like, and I know that that's not the case, but it's like you are, because you just like, it's almost like you just dip out of it. Like you get distracted or bored with the project. And so then you're like, oh, what else can I go start digging up or tearing down or whatever? Like, no, you know, focus. I just need you to focus. Like, let the hamster just get a good rhythm going on that wheel. Like, just stick to it.
So you want me to focus on the shop right now?
Well, yeah, because right now it's summer and I've got a couple birds that are sitting on clutches right now. So ripping apart the coop to extend this wall out like we need to and finish this room and add that door is like not the best timing. So
all right.
I feel like
you know
at least finish the shop.
Okay, I will focus on the shop.
Okay.
And get it to some point of the next step.
Okay. Because I don't, like, you keep talking about, like, you're going to have the guy about the
You
pond.
win.
And, like,
You win. You win.
Well, it's not about
I'll
winning.
focus on the shop.
It's not about winning. I need you to understand that, like, if we just keep starting stuff, nothing's going to get finished. And I know.
But a lot will get started.
Listen, sir.
But I am always going to have random projects. Look, random chaos. That's my world. Random chaos.
100% it is. I do not agree with it.
Random chaos.
Okay, look, can we at least agree that the next two things we'll work on is number one, finishing the shop, and number two, then
We're still not going to finish the shop.
I don't know what you want to do in the shop.
The shop, there's so many things in that shop, but the next, like, okay, finish the one wall in the shop, finish the one side of the shop that I started, and get the wall in and get all my tools like put away and organized. Yes, I can say that we can focus on that. And then after that, we can focus on the chicken coop. But I'm not saying that in between there.
But we do need to work on the fencing.
Right.
Like,
so in between there, we're going to be working on fencing.
I do agree we need to
So you think it's okay to have multiple projects going on at once?
Listen, no, but we are where we are. So we're just going to have to, I guess, roll with it.
All right. Well, this is me rolling with it.
Why are you like this?
All right. So we need to build a wall from here to there and tie that wall in.
Hey, Dad, aren't there 2 more freezers that are supposed to go in here?
Yeah.
Because there ain't room for them.
What are you talking about?
Look, I mean, think about it. We gotta have a place to hook them up.
Freezer right here.
Then how are you gonna open that fridge?
Huh.
Where are you gonna plug them up? How are you gonna get to the breaker box?
30 inches, so that
Think
fridge
that
is gonna
through.
stick out to. Dude,
Yeah.
this wall's not supposed to be here.
And then why would you put it there?
I have no idea. This wall is supposed to be here, so that that can actually fit back in here inside of this opening. We got to move that whole wall.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Magic fingers.
So this, we're gonna need to pull this back so we can see what's going on. And this is not where this is going anyway. This was just temporary. All right, so in order to move this wall, we gotta disconnect all this electrical. Put nails in this way too. Dang it. I nailed this thing in like I didn't want it to leave.
Yeah, well, you didn't think it was gonna have to leave.
Okay, so the only other thing holding it is that top plate across there.
Mama, watch out. I have no clue how this is about to go. Probably not good. Well, what I say about not good? It needs to go over my head. It's just a flag. And that's how I'm fixing it. You are sweating like a pig.
I know.
Damn.
Get down there and hold that ladder.
Hold on. Yeah, I wish I had somebody holding the ladder for me.
Ah!
Nothing. Every ever try to stick my hand in a light socket growing up? No? See, I was smart. All these other little kids were dumb.
You did decorate with your contents in your diaper once or twice, yeah.
I was an artiste. Where am I feeding it back to?
Out of that wall.
Out of the oil? Or out of
this
the wall?
We're trying to move this wall, so it's got to come all the way out of that wall.
Okay. He didn't get my joke. My joke was that he had an accent and he was mumbling. It sounded like he said out of the oil. It's the little thing. It's the Okomatic. Never mind. Do me. You come over here. Good dog. That's how you know if it's hot. Go like that. That's how you know that it's not. So if you go like that to mama, that's how you know it's not.
You're adopted.
Wow.
We have to disconnect the one that goes this way from here. Okay?
Hold up. Disconnect this. So
This one.
This wire.
This one right here. We have to disconnect the wire that comes in that side from here.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to need some screwdrivers. Right. That one's hot again, and I know the ones on this wall are not because we done unhooked them. Nope. Keep going until it's all the way on.
I hate when it does that.
Is it all the way on?
I really hope so.
Let go. Okay, give me a blue screw. Ta-da! It's fine. Little self-inflicted wound. We had to do, I don't know, 3 hours of extra work to move this wall, 24 inches that way. So that's a bummer, but it is what it is. And now this room is the correct size. There's room for our small chest freezer right there, room for our large stand-up freezer right here, maybe room for a couple of shelves or something in here. The bottom line is all of the food storage during the market garden season will be here, as well as deer season, and then all of our freezer space for, chickens and venison and beef and whatever's in the freezer.
And everything else.
Will be in here on its own circuit that can be backed up with an off-grid solution.
Guys, as you can see, it was definitely a rough afternoon for us. Mike and I have been together for over 20 years, and we've had our fair share of ups and downs and fights, but differences, arguments, difference of opinion. We come at things from very different perspectives and very different angles. And I think the important thing to remember is that I'm always right. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing, guys. You're never gonna agree 100% all the time, right? There's gonna be a few things you agree 100% on, right? Like I'm a good-looking guy, right?
You are.
But being serious, when you're working on projects, when you're planning things for your property, for your future, financial planning, no matter what it is you guys are doing, you're gonna be running into differences that you have to work out. You have to figure out how to discuss it and come to a compromise sometimes. And usually there's a way you can both get what you want. Just it's the order of who gets what first that you have to compromise on sometimes.
And when sometimes you don't get what you want, but you get what you need. And the important thing to remember, I say this
if you try sometimes,
yeah,
you just might find.
The important thing I think to take away from it, the point that I really want to drive home is that while we can have disagreements and things can get heated, and I don't lose my temper very often, but when I do, it's the full Italian rage. But the important thing to remember is that I would not do well in jail, and murder is illegal. So that's important to remember, guys.
Wow. I feel like I need to
have the dog test your dinner.
What's
first.
iocane powder smell like?
Anyway, guys, just kidding. We love each other. See, we can argue and we can have differences, and we can come back together at the end and everything be kosher.
As long as she gets it her way, then we're good.
If Mama's not happy, then nobody's happy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that takes us to the end of another fine episode of 3 Mississippi here in Mississippi.
That's right.
So y'all don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you get the notifications. We love you guys, and we look forward to the next one. And don't forget, a very important thing, safety's off.
Safety's off. Especially if you want to unalive your husband, you really should take that safety off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you. What are you doing?
Looking for termites.
Did you find any?
I know they're safe to eat. The only thing around here safe to eat.
That's why you've been wanting to barbecue so much.